let's, if Fred, if you can give us a little bit of maybe some backstory as to what exactly happened in Surfside, and that will kick us off, and then we can get into the importance of funding and carrying out maintenance projects.
Sure, Hannah, thanks. Good to be here. So, you know, as tragic as the Surfside collapse was, you know, lessons to be learned hopefully will help us all going forward. It turns out that you know, we're still just seeing preliminary data. There's been no final reports. I'm going to bet we're not going to see that until all the litigation is over years from now anyway. But what seems to have happened is that there were a couple of things that came together at Surfside, both during the construction work and later, that led to this. The building was during the final development stages. They decided to add several stories to the building. That changed its profile somewhat. They also changed the nature of the deck that covered the garage and where the pool was placed. And then they added some planters to that deck that added weight, water retention, and affected the drainage. And what appears to have happened is that the changes in the drainage allowed salt water from the nearby ocean to pool in places that it wasn't expected. This impacted the concrete, and then ultimately started to get to the rebar inside the concrete structures, and that ultimately led to the failure of the one building. Then the second building was taken down in anticipation of an impending hurricane. They didn't want it to fall down, so they took it down preemptively. So that's you know, Florida does have a 40-year inspection law, although it has very little associated with it in terms of enforcement. So the board was aware, the association was aware of some of these issues. The problem was what to do about it became very contentious. And the board turned over. There were several different plans, getting unit owner approval to go forward with the funding. Those were all challenges that they had to meet. So that seems to be sort of the broad stroke story of what happened, and I'm sure we'll get into more detail on it as we go.